welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my nails. So as you can see, I have polish on them from earlier when I was working. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove that polish off my nails. So I'm going to use a cotton ball with some acetone and I'm just going to remove the polish. And I also had a base coat on them, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove that. Okay. Next, I'm going to go in with my Tammy Taylor Peel and Stick disposable file system, and I'm going to use this to push back my cuticles. And my nails are a little bit damaged due to the last time that I did them. As you guys remember, I was a nail model for a nail competition, and when she did my nails, I took them off and redid them. Well, I didn't have acetone or anything, so I literally had to just pull them off, and I know I do not recommend that for people to do. You always want to soak your nails off, but I had no choice but to. So yeah, they're pretty damaged right now. So after that, I'm gonna go in with my sanding band, and I'm gonna use a 180 sanding band. As you guys know, I like to keep the old one on there and then switch it after each client. And when you're doing this, you do want to make sure that you keep it on a low speed. You don't want to go in too fast, because all we want to do is remove the shine from the natural nails. And I am going to be using my new nail dust collector. I do have a review on it, but so far I love how it's been working. So as you can see, all of the dust is in here. So now I'm just gonna dust them off. And I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. I think I know that I want to do like a colored acrylic. So now I'm just gonna go in with a 100-100 nail file, and I'm just gonna shape them up a little bit. So now I'm just going to dust them off, and after this we're going to apply our nail tips. I'm going to be using my natural nail tips, and then for my glue I'm going to be using my KDS glue. And I do want them a little bit longer this time, so we're going to see what happens. Remember, when you're applying your nail tips, you do want to make sure that they fit from sidewall to sidewall. So that's pretty good. So if you have to file them down a little bit, that's fine. You apply the glue on the nail tip and make sure that you hold your finger straight and glue it down. And just hold it down for a couple of seconds, and this glue actually dries really fast, so it doesn't take long at all. So remember, your smallest nail tip, so like for mine it's a number 9, which is, like I said, the smallest tip, and then your lowest number is the biggest tip. So usually my thumbs are like a number 2. Now this one is a little bit bigger, so sometimes I have to do a 2 and a 1 on this one, and then usually these are either like 6, 5, or 4, and then my pinkies are always a 9. So once again, the 9 is your smallest tip and the 0 is your biggest tip. Remember, see, that one's too big, and then the next one, or the one up, is probably too small. Like it fits, what if it's just right? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that one. But remember, if one's too small and the other one's too big, always go with the bigger one and just file it down a little bit. Okay. Remember, make sure that you hold your finger really straight, because if not, your nails will be crooked. So that's the first hand. Same thing for the other hand. So as you can see, this nail was a number 2. See, that one's too small, so I have to go up to a number 1. And yes, like even on my feet, my right foot is bigger than my left foot, and I feel like everybody has that. Like either something is bigger on one side than it is the other. So just make sure you file it down to fit perfectly. Then we're going to apply the glue. Alright, so my nail tips are on. So now I'm going to go ahead and put that up. Once again, I use my natural nail tips, and then I use the KDS glue. So after that, I'm going to cut them to the desired length. Like I said, I want them a little bit longer this time. Let's see. That might be too long. So now I'm going to shape him into a coffin shape. It is going to be a little wider. I don't want him too narrow. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my dust fan on, and I am using the same 100 nail file. Remember, when you're filing your nails, you want to start from the side wall. You don't want your nails to be super wide, so you always want them to be about the same size as your natural nail. That way they look a little bit more natural. A lot of the time people do them really wide, which makes them look really fake. So make sure that you start from the side wall, which is the side of your nail, and file inward towards the tip. And I'm not going to cut the edges like I usually do, only because, like I said, I don't want them really narrow. So I'm just going to alternate from side to side. And then remember, the tip I'm going to file at a 90 degrees angle to make sure that it's nice and straight. Just like that. And then I'm going to blend it right in the middle. And when you're blending it, this is just to make it look a little bit more natural once we apply the acrylic. Same thing for the other one. Start right on the side of the nail. Be sure to file at a 90 degrees angle. You don't want to have your file like this or to the side, because you will take away those sharp corners. Make sure you file straight at a 90 degrees angle so it's nice and squared. Alrighty, so I have the shape that I want. They look really good and I blended them. So now I'm going to do the same thing for the other hand. So same thing, except for this time, since I'm doing my right hand with my left hand, as you guys know, I like to hold my file, and instead of moving the file back and forth, I move my finger back and forth. Sometimes I do move this hand if I need to, but it's easier for me to just move this hand. So I'm going to go ahead and file this hand, and then we're going to keep going. Alrighty, so now they are shaped and ready to go. So now I'm going to go ahead and do my primer. As you guys know, I'm using my OPI Bondex. I'm just going to apply that to the natural nail. Be careful not to get it on the skin, because if your client has any cuts, it will burn them really, really bad. So just get it on the natural nail. Alrighty, so as you guys know, I use the Viva paper towels for to clean my acrylic off. So I did find them the other day. I believe I got like a 12 pack for $4, which is really good, because usually one pack, or maybe, yeah, I think it's like one pack for like $2 or $3. So I got a good deal. So I'm gonna use my Mia Secret acrylic system. This is my monomer. So I want to do a cover color, or a colored acrylic. So I have these three. I know what the cover pink looks like, and I don't want that one, so I'm gonna try both of these. I think I've already tried one. Let me see. I guess I've already tried this one on somebody before, and then this one's never been opened. Okay, so this one looks like it has some shimmer in it. I don't know if you guys can tell. And then this one doesn't. And I know that the cover pink does. I'm gonna show y'all the one that I already have open. I don't want to open this new one. So the cover pink is the one that I've got a while back. So I'm gonna show y'all what all three look like. So once again, I'm using my Mia Secret monomer, and then I'm using my alpha brush in the number 9, and it is an oval. So first one is this cover beige. So like I said, that one has a little little glitter pieces in there. This one is lighter than that one. And then this is the cover pink. So once again, that is the cover beige, cover rose, and that cover pink. So I'm really thinking that I want to do the cover rose. I really don't want any shimmer on my nail, and like I said, the cover beige and the cover pink look like they have a shimmer. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those up because I don't want those. These are the small ones. I got these on eBay, and I'll leave the link in the description, but that one store in Dallas that I told you guys about might have them for cheaper. So once again, I'm using my alpha brush. So once again, I'm using my alpha brush in the number 9, and I'm doing the cover rose, which is the one in the middle. It's more of a light pink color. So as you guys know, I dip my brush into the liquid and I wipe it off. And then I do have a video on liquid powder ratio, so I'll leave it down in the description. But remember, dip it in, wipe it off, and then dip it into your powder. Get a bead, place it down in the middle of the nail, pat it down, and then brush it down towards the tip.
I'm going to do my second bead right below that one. Remember to look at your nails from different angles. I can tell that my tip is still a little bit thin, so I'm going to go ahead and do another one right at the tip. Gently brushing that down.
I'm going to do my second bead closer to the cuticle area, or sorry, my next bead closer to the cuticle area, pat it down, and then brushing it down towards the tip. So that one is done. So now I'm going to do the rest. Same thing. Get the first bead, place it right in the middle of the nail where the natural nail and the tip meet. Pat it down. And then brush it down towards the tip. Alright, so that is a side view, a top view. The color is really pretty, very natural. So I'm going to move over to the next one. Alrighty, so the first hand is done. Once again, that is Cover Rose by Mia Secret. And then I'm also going to do the other hand. I'm going to go ahead and put some more monomer in here because I'm running out. Also, just a reminder that you do want to make sure that your brush is really clean when you're doing your acrylic application. You want to make sure that you're wiping it off a lot while you're working, because if not, that acrylic will get stuck on your brush and it will be really hard to get a smooth application. So make sure you're wiping it off, and also your acrylic brush in general makes a big difference. I do recommend the Alpha brushes, which I do have a promo code for them. I've been using them for a while now and I have no complaints. I absolutely love them, so be sure to go check them out and use my promo code if you do so. so I'm done applying the acrylic now. I don't know if it's just me or if it's just a little bit harder to apply this cover colors. It's like they're so sticky. So let me know if this is just me or if it's everybody. But like I said, I'm using the Mia Secret ones and it was really sticky and hard to use. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in and reshape my nails. I'm using the same 100 nail file. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go in with my fine drill bit to follow the acrylic. So remember, I always focus around the cuticle area. Even though, like I said, I had a little bit of a hard time applying the acrylic, it's still pretty nice and smooth. So I'm going to focus around the cuticle area, and then I am going to follow the rest of the nail to make it nice and smooth. So remember, start from one side of the cuticle area to the other. And you want to just keep doing this until you're able to see your cuticle area where the natural nail is and where the acrylic is. That way you know that the acrylic is not on the skin. And if it is acrylic on the skin, honestly, most likely you are going to have lifting. You just have to make sure that you don't do your acrylic too close to the skin. Alright, so remember to look at your nail from different angles and see if you still have any bumps or lumps that you need to get rid of. On some, like these two, I need to go in with my hand file just because it's a little bit easier to file it this way, especially if you're doing your right hand with your left hand. So I'm just going to smooth it out a little bit more. Same thing for this one. So once again, look at your nail from different angles. A lot of the time you can't just see everything just looking at your nails like this. So you do want to turn them over to the side, look at them like this, however you need to. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go in with a buffer, and this is just a two-way buffer, and I'm just going to buff the nails really good. My dust collector did a pretty good job. I'm gonna show you all of the dust that was collected from just my set. I'm gonna go ahead and dump it out right here. Okay, so that was all the dust from just my nails, and as you can see, it did, like I said, it did pretty good at collecting all of it. There wasn't much anywhere else on my table. Usually the whole table is full, but like I said, this dust collector has been doing really good. Alrighty, so now I'm just gonna go wash my hands and I will be right back. Alright, so I washed my hands. Now I am gonna do a part 2 to this video because I didn't want it to be super long. So this is it for this video. Once again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and be sure to watch part 2 to watch me bling them out.